Alongside, sir, ladies and gentlemen, we're very lucky that we've actually been joined by somebody who actually happens to be the Chief Executive Officer of Funadik.com. Funadik, ladies and gentlemen, is actually hotels in Arabic. He happens to be an expert on hospitality and tourism. He's an entrepreneur himself, and he's visiting us from Saudi Arabia as well. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Mr. Salman Arain. Hello, sir. Assalamu alaikum. How are you? Good morning.
Walaikum assalam. Thank you for having me here today. It's a pleasure to just share the program with Mr. Kamar Abbas as well.
Thank you very much, sir. Kaifa hal?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. But other than that, let's just include Salman Arain Sahab as well in the conversation, where now today we are actually talking about that now when Pakistanis will go to Saudi Arabia, you know, they won't just be going to Jeddah or Makkah or Medina for that reason as well. So where else can we go? What are the other destinations? And why are you the champion of making sure that these bilateral ties converge into somewhat more realistic and more kind of visiting each other and, you know, making sure that we experience each other's countries and places as well?
Absolutely. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I believe we are at a very interesting crossroads of the situation right now. COVID has, you know, as much as it has impacted an industry that is fundamentally used to be the 10% of the total GDP of the world, right? So, and every 10th person in the world was employed in that industry. And then we have seen a nosedive where everything just collapsed. So I believe that 2021 and these times when the Umrah is not happening, tourism is not happening, it's the years where we should get prepared. The countries are getting ready. And this is the time we need to produce our infrastructures. This is the time we need to produce our branding, our programs, as well as the digitization, because that's the trend. So I think these are the times for us to prepare. Now, the people before 2019, I think we have just seen the numbers, 1.6 million Umrah Mu'tamar, almost 200,000 Hujjaj, they go to Saudi Arabia. So what happened is, because now this is almost a $3 billion that we spend as Pakistan as a country. And that's a huge number.
It is.
Overall, it's a $30 billion industry in the world, right? Hajj and Umrah, that's what they spend. Saudi Arabia is a well-kept treasure that the world has not seen. Let's put it this way. And now with the new tourism policy, they're saying, hey, welcome. The whole world is welcome. The visa policies are changed, including for Pakistanis who there are some certain conditions. But the country is open. And they are building. It's not only, I think there is a misconception that, oh, there is only Western tourists should visit Saudi Arabia. Let me just clarify that. There is so much to see in Saudi Arabia. So go to the deserts, right? You can go and experience the historical, you know, corridors in Jeddah and Taif and all those places. Saudi government is also committed to spend $1.1 trillion in next 20 years to build infrastructure. And they are targeting from 10 million visitors a year to 100 million visitors.
And they're on it already.
Absolutely. And if you look at those, so what we have done is basically, just to give you the background, Funadik.com is fundamentally build a platform that is creating a social, commercial, and spiritual impact. So we are saying, okay, so it's not only commercial side of it, let's integrate. We have been calling Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, brothers, countries, and where is the trade? Where is the tourism? Unless the Saudi families will come to see us and connect with us, we won't be able to build relationships, long-lasting relationships. So in Saudi Arabia, we have Red Sea. That's the beautiful place. The people who have love for the sea, you know, tourism, amazing. Deserts, culture, history, and then, you know, the adventure as well. Okay, so this is what one thing happening. But let me also say this, as you know, let me take that opportunity. Pakistan never sold tourism to Saudis. We never went out there and say, hey, listen, you know what, we got Lahore, we got salt range, we got, you know, deserts, we got sea, we got, like, you know, northern areas. So this is what we have done. 2 days ago, there was a first virtual business-to-business online South Pakistan Saudi Tourism Conference. Okay, 4-hour session, all stakeholders from Pakistan side, all stakeholders from the Saudi side. They were all together, and we start talking about how to revive the travel industry, because we need to retrain our travel agents.
Exactly. But now moving on to you, Salman Sahab. I mean, and this is something I want you to speak about as well, because you said there's Red Sea and, you know, there's other places where people can go. But because, you know, we were not allowed by the Saudi government to go to other places other than the visa we get. So what are the most attractive tourist places or destinations in Saudi Arabia where we can go, and how do you think that you're going to attract them? Because Pakistan is beautiful, starting from Abdullah Shah Ghazi to Sindh to even over here in Islamabad, Golra. You know, we're talking about Sikh temples, we're talking about different places, we're talking about beaches, we're talking about, you know, northern areas, you know, where Pakistan is home to, you know, 7,000ers and 8,000ers as well. So how is it going to happen?
Sure. I think let me just say this, tourism and the digitization is the name of the game now.
Exactly.
We all have to work in collaboration. So I'm giving the three terms: tourism, digitization, and collaboration. All right. The Pakistanis living in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Almost we have in each and every house, all the offices, Pakistanis. We need to convert them in ambassadors of tourism in Pakistan.
Exactly.
We need to coach them. We need to give them the tools so they can attract Saudis.
Yeah.
And culturally, we are very close to each other. Now, so look at this way. And when we go to Saudi Arabia, we have Taif to go. That is a lot of history there, and it's a beautiful place. Yeah. Then we have the Red Sea just right at Jeddah. Yeah. Then we have a Jeddah district that is a historic district. This is all doable in one day, by the way.
Wonderful.
Right? Evenings, you can go to the desert, and we are taking generally, especially from the Pakistanis coming to Saudi Arabia, they can take their kids to the desert quad bikes.
Yeah.
Overnight stay in desert.
Sand surfing.
Right? So, and if you have time, you can use a cruise that is sailing into, this is a recent thing happening.
I've cruised
far, there is a Tabuk, there is new cities that they are putting up. So there is so much happening, as I'm saying. Also, we need to start doing business transactions with the Saudis. When we are going on a tourism, let's connect the business communities together, right? Now, to attract the Saudis to come here, as I said, let's use our overseas Pakistanis living, working as a tourist. As a private sector, I think this is the role that we have to play. Yeah. The government is doing what it's supposed to do. I think the government both sides of the governments are doing a wonderful job in terms of putting together the infrastructure, efforts, visas. I was looking at Saudis can get e-visa within 5 minutes from their any website, like the website from the Nadra for coming to Pakistan, and it's $10 only.
Exactly.
Right? So you get an e-visa. Similarly, the Saudi side, they have digitized the whole Umrah process, by the way, just to be fair. And Fanatic.com is one of those websites that has been selected to do the whole digitization. That means without visiting any office, physical office, you can receive your whole Umrah package along with your visa in your inbox.
Wow.
So Saudi side, the digitization has been done. I would request, sir, you, please move this. We are ready to give you the full technology platform. We are ready to bring the business community to mobilize all this, and let's do it in the private sector.
And sir, one last thing that you actually have to go and tell Saudis that, you know, other than hunting talor, we have a lot of other activity to do over here in Pakistan.
Because we never told them.
Exactly.
We always told them that there is only talor that you can come in. Let's go and show them Badshahi Masjid.
And now, alhamdulillah, I think it's going to happen as well because, you know, people over here, even in the Saudi consulate, watch this show as well, and we know it for sure because there have been incidences where we have been, or they have probably said that, you know, okay, that this was said on this show as well, which was wonderful. Thank you very much, Salman sir, for joining us. Wonderful to have you as well.